Bitcoin and the crypto market is trying to recover. As you can see, Bitcoin had this nice pump as expected, guys, since we had again 4-hour closes back above the bottom line of the candle channels. And right now we're getting some problems right here, guys. So we're gonna have a look into Bitcoin and some altcoins that currently I'm watching out, guys. I'm buying the dip. I know that it was very, very hard this weekend. A lot of people lost a lot of money, guys, because we had big liquidations everywhere. And of course, also this flash crash, basically no one has predicted that before. And now the big question is, are we gonna see a V-shaped recovery and go straight towards new all-time highs? In my opinion, that is needed right now, because if we're starting here to have some problems to push higher and higher and we're just going sideways, then of course it's likely that we're gonna revisit here the lows that we created for Bitcoin and of course for most of the altcoins. So welcome everyone on board, guys. Make sure to be subscribed on this channel. I keep you updated every day, whatever is going on here in the crypto space. Thank you very much for your great support. Our community is rising every day, guys. And of course also check out all exchanges that I'm using. Sign up with my links to KC Exchange, to Bybit and so on. All exchanges that I'm using everywhere. Maximum deposit bonuses, guys. And of course, if you want to check out the newest hyped upcoming cryptos with low market cap that are not out on exchanges yet, that we can buy in right now during the early access phase before the launch, like Bitcoin Hyper, guys, that is breaking milestones and records here. As you can see, over 23 millions have been raised. Now also in different crypto articles, it's written that DeFi will be back, Bitcoin will be back, and of course also that Bitcoin Hyper is one of the most anticipated new cryptos that everyone is watching out right now. And of course, Bitcoin Hyper could eventually even come out during the perfect time when everything is again recovering and of course going into new all-time highs, because I'm still expecting at some point also a major altcoin season. That's why, of course, let's leave a like here. And as you can see here, Bitcoin Hyper is of course getting very, very hyped. Over 15,000 people here already on board, guys. So I'm very bullish about this new project. You can check it out with the link in the video description, of course. And remember, guys, everything in this video, no financial advice. I'm just sharing everything that I'm buying and selling with you. All my opinions and crypto market analysis I'm sharing with you guys. And of course, with Bitcoin right now, I'm waiting on the sideline here to see what happens next, because this bounce was expected. Unfortunately, we're getting currently some problems to push above the median line of the calendar channels and also basically the 200 moving average in the 4-hour at 116k. As you can see, this is also matching perfectly with our Fibonacci retracement levels. So we are basically trapped here within those two fib lines, and you know how it is. As soon as we see 4-hour closes above this fib line here, this bearish retracement level at 116k, it's very likely that we're gonna move on towards the next target at $119,000. If we would break that one, then the next one is up here at 122 and so on, if we're gonna see the bullish scenario playing out. If not, if we're gonna get rejected here, then it's likely that we're gonna see, first of all, 4-hour closes below 114k. That will open up the gate down towards 111k. If this is not holding, then of course we're gonna most likely revisit the lows here. And this is of course my biggest concern here, because the indicators are really not looking too great at the moment, guys. The 4-hour time frame is good. We had bullish divergence, we had these bounces expected and so on, but we want of course the RSI back above the 50 level. We're still below the 50 level, so on the bearish control zone. Money flow is negative, so we have the chance here. The bulls have the chance now to push higher, but we need to see that as soon as possible, because unfortunately also here on the daily time frame, we are now cooling off after the sell signal that we got up here. We are cooling off here rapidly, and we are still far away from any kind of buy signals or anything. So in theory, the move here is just getting started. And the same thing is also over here on the weekly time frame. We are even building up bearish divergences now with the RSI with lower highs everywhere, while we are building up higher highs in the in the price action. That is bearish, guys. This is really not a good sign. And unfortunately, I'm afraid that we could eventually see much more sideways chop here, or maybe even come back down all the way to the 50 weekly moving average, where so far we got supported with every dump basically currently at 100k. And this is also of course matching with our CME gap that we still have here at around 110k. So as you can see, new CME gap, no new CME gap was created here, because we came back where we closed the CME chart on Friday, but we still have that little gap down to 110k. And I'm afraid that we could eventually go and close that gap, probably with this current move that we are seeing here. And as I told you guys, I think 100k is still possible that we're going to test it. And the big question then is, of course, is the bull market over, or will we then have a very, very big pump and basically continue our bull run? That's the big question right now. That's why, guys, currently this current week is one of the most important ones, in my opinion. That's why we're going to see what happens here. But we need to push as soon as possible here towards new all-time highs. Otherwise, most likely we're going to revisit here the low 100s again and potentially come down to test the 50 weekly moving average again. Because as you can see here, the 50 weekly is at 100K. We are far away from it, of course. Here we got a retest of the 50 weekly. Here we got a retest of the 50 weekly and so on. Also here. So you see that this is a very important moving average. As long as we are basically above, we are in a bull run. When we go below, the bear market is on. And the big dangerous thing that I'm seeing right now is really here over in the US dollar dominance, because once this breaks out to the upside, which is of course possible at some point, because this is a bullish pattern, then we're going to see the beginning of a bear market. Until then, we still have some hopium left that we could remain in this falling wedge or even come back down as long as the US dollar dominance is so low, because we are in a bullish pattern here. Once this breaks out to the upside and we go up like here, then we are in a bear market in the crypto market. But as long as this trend here is to the downside, so we have lower lows and lower highs, then of course we're going to remain in the bull run. But once this is breaking out to the upside, I think this will be the ultimate breakout and warning that we, yes, gonna enter into a bear market. But until then, chances are here that the bull run continues. And therefore, of course, I'm also bullish for some altcoins. I think that right now we have some great buy opportunities. Unfortunately, we also need on different coins like Ethereum or other large caps to recover as soon as possible back above all-time highs. Otherwise, also here, all sell indicators that we are getting here, all sell signals, because all indicators are now shifted to the downside, would play out. And also with Ethereum, with Solana and many others, even Tron, BNB, all of them are showing some signs of weakness right now on the higher time frames. So the lower time frames, they need to change the trend as soon as possible. We need to pump as soon as possible. Otherwise, as I told you guys, we are in huge danger to get somewhere rejected and basically start a big bear market, or at least a prolonged corrective phase before then we gear up for that ultimate move towards new all-time highs. Because I told you guys that I think this cycle will be potentially different if we don't see new all-time highs as soon as possible. Also, just based on the rainbow chart indicator for Bitcoin, you can see that we are far away from the cycle top, which could be in here between 180 to 200K. We are still down here. So maybe the cycle top will be much later. Maybe at 180K, maybe at 150K, who knows that? No one knows that, but we are, based on this indicator, far away from the cycle top. And this indicator so far always predicted perfectly where most likely we're going to top out in this red zone up here. Doesn't matter when, here or here. Also in previous bull runs, you see here perfectly met here the target. In this bull run, it was much earlier than the prediction here, but it was still in this red zone. Also here, you see that we had everywhere very good signs where Bitcoin most likely is heading to and will top out. And that's why I think this time maybe not different, but it is possible that it will be much later. So don't miss out the chance, guys. I still think we have a great buy opportunity right now, but of course also be ready that we could face a very prolonged corrective phase, or even a little bear market or something like that, or at least a prolonged corrective phase if we don't see immediately, as soon as possible, a very big V-shaped recovery and go straight towards new all-time highs, and have also weekly closes above all-time highs. So weekly closes above 127K. This is what I want to see. Then I think we're going to have an explosive November and December. But if this doesn't happen, then I'm afraid that maybe the top is in for now, at least a local top, and that we're going to face a corrective phase potentially down towards 100K before then we gear up for much higher levels. Of course, guys, as I told you every day, no financial advice. Everything can happen. You should be ready for both scenarios. If it's going down or up, you should be ready for both scenarios. So feel comfortable with your portfolio and you should be fine. And I'm buying currently also into new low market cap, guys, because as I told you, with altcoins, you also are running into huge risks. You can see what happened yesterday. All of leverage positions got liquidated. They all stopped out or got liquidated, and people have lost a lot of money. And that's why I'm buying also into new coins like Bitcoin Hyper, MaxiDoge, PaperNote, and so on. I'm buying all into them, especially when you see a big hype around those coins. Same like here over on Bitcoin Hyper. Many articles are coming out around Bitcoin Hyper, why this is one of the newest and best new layer 2s potentially that are upcoming. That's why I'm buying in. You can also check it out, guys, with the link in the video description if you want to get on board. And I'm buying in, and I'm diversifying also into new low market cap coins. Also here, if you want to get on board, you can buy with credit card, Solana, or also with cryptos. You can connect your DeFi wallet and then you're ready to go, because you need cryptos in order to buy into low market cap coins that are not out yet on exchanges. Otherwise, of course, we could be buying in exchanges, but those are not launched yet. And I'm taking always the risk. I'm buying into new coins and wait for the launch, because I can just buy, accumulate more thanks to the staking rewards, and then of course at launch act if they're gonna pump immediately or also later later on. Of course, always do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. This is all no financial advice. Do your own research, guys. But I think that this one here is a no-brainer in my opinion. That's why I'm buying in. And if you want to be following me, feel free to do that. Otherwise, of course, we have great opportunities here to buy into our favorite altcoins like Ponke, Floki, Bonk, Dogecoin, Pepe, and so on. All of them corrected heavily, guys. So that's why, my opinion, we potentially have the chance now to see new all-time highs everywhere, but it needs to happen as soon as possible. V-shaped recovery. This is what we need now, because otherwise, unfortunately, it is possible that all those sell signals are playing out and that we could eventually see here much lower levels, at least for the next coming days and weeks. But time-wise, we should be gearing up here for a massive move to the upside. So let's see what happens here in the crypto space, guys. I'm still bullish, but of course, things need to happen rapidly because otherwise, unfortunately, we are in huge danger to start here a very long and maybe even boring corrective phase or even sideways consolidation. And then, of course, you can bet the farm. No financial advice, guys, but you can bet the farm that those new low market cap coins again will be the most hyped ones, because only with low market cap coins, guys, you can still achieve those huge gains like in the past. This altcoin season was skipped. We had no altcoin season so far, basically only some little coins they really pumped, but otherwise nothing big happened. And that's why I think that the show will be again into low market cap coins like also Bitcoin Hyper, which is of course one of my most favorite ones to buy in right now. Before the launch, of course. And then at launch, we're going to see if it's pumping immediately or not. At least for now, that's it, guys. I salute you for now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that we're going to recover as soon as possible, guys, also in the altcoins, because it's really bad. The indicators are currently not looking too great. And I hope that this bounce will be successful, because if not, if we're not moving to new all-time highs this week, then I'm afraid that this could be a dead cat bounce before we head lower. So we will see, guys. At least stay tuned. Be subscribed, guys. Join my channel. Our community is growing every day. And of course, also check out my X account, Rumble, and Telegram group. So thank you for watching, guys. Stay tuned, be subscribed, and see you all in the next one. Bye for now.